Yeah, you know what it is. 140 for the rebel, 50 man shit, nigga. They take their head over, nigga. I pray where Eve did to Adam, I just pray my love don't lie to me. Swing the iron like stamps and I can't let no hoe to lie to me. I don't feel these rappers, all they lies is hypocrisy. Ain't no competition, ain't no rivalry. Niggas think I'm playing, I don't hear one word they saying, this shit light work. Think Muhammad one of us, he might lose his life first. Suckle up and stay alert. Another cop just stretch the nigga. He ain't demon, this an exorcism. Watch I bless the nigga. You took that open blood, then you know I'm gonna get active with you. From the opposition, I see vision. Let me paint the picture. Rappers claim they spin, I ain't listening. Is effective. If revenge was a woman, now I stroke that bitch like Jacob. So I war, we gon' run the summer. It's gon' be historical. Thought they making plays, made them niggas call the audible. As who run this shit, but that question is rhetorical. Bitch, I'm the one, me cookies with the oil. I'ma get them crackers, hell, should've never kidnapped my family. I can't be too daddy. Bet I be the last nigga standing. Do a life sentence for my niggas, pray you understand me. I might put a switch on this Glock and call it young baby. How you real triggering on them dots? You a bird feeder, claiming he a demon. What's a demon to a cold leader? What he saying something, I ain't hear. This shit light. It ain't no who got the gun, it's no who gon' up that fight first. I turn a bad situation to a game changer. Bring soldiers from the dead, just raise up the chain. Bring shots, I'ma look like Aaron Jones when I run it. Never bite the hand that feeds you, you'll never get that hand back. Bitch about 10%, I don't wanna hear none of that. He dropping sword, fuck him, just make sure you get that cover back. Look around, he ain't with us, probably cause he never was. Now my chin like you with the angels for your brothers. Everybody wanna be Richard Porter, God kill him like Alpo. Play if he want, it's laying in the trunk like Lee Malvo. A certified rubber ass nigga, I am not a toy. Hey, I with that hollow side, yeah, this the rim accord. Feel like Gullah Jack when I'm in Fayetteville, you feel your boy. Still up on my bread, still I think that's all that I do. The way I get it, boy, lost, they gon' start to call him Elroy. Fuck his game, pop out on them demons like I'm Hellboy.
Well, anyway, this is what I wanted to show you because it is considered by many to be the most famous tree in all of Texas. Okay, this is the famous hanging tree of Goliad County. It was a site of extrajudicial executions. In other words, this is where they lynched Mexicans.
How many Mexicans were?
Some say 80, 90, 100, but we really don't even know. And of course, on the other side of there's the famous whipping post, where they would tie Mexicans and other people, blacks, and whip them for transgressions against the social order. Over there, we have a tree where it is said that they hung the blacks because I don't know, it's kind of crazy. Even, in Texas, we had standards. You can't lynch a black person from the same tree that you lynch a brown person. And, it just ain't fitting. It ain't fitting. It just ain't fitting. So,
right.
This is the kind of crazy racism that fueled all this. And why? It was economics. And it was also the fact that they wanted our land. In fact, they came here to take our land, and they were very successful. It's a tourist thing now here. Everything's named Hanging Tree around here. But, when you really think about it, it should give you the creeps. Back then, of course, a hanging was a big community event. Little boys would climb into the adjacent trees to get a good view. People would bring picnic baskets. They would make a day out of it. It was like a big jovial affair. Of course, this is for the white people. The black people and Mexicans weren't going to come to this because they were the object of it was to instill terror in their lives.
This is, this is horrible, you know?
Yeah, it is horrible. It is what it is. It is what it is.
The events that took place here in Goliad weren't unique. Over the next 70 years, there were 871 documented lynchings of Mexican Americans in 13 Western states. And yet the violence found in the rest of the Southwest didn't compare to the horror of South Texas. In a single decade, from 1910 to 1920, historians estimate as many as 5,000 Mexican Americans were murdered in a brutal wave of terror and mass executions. In proportion to their numbers, Mexicans were lynched in the West as often as blacks were lynched in the South.
Were you recently injured in a car accident?
All right, clap it up. Shalom, Israel. Nosotros somos la Escuela Israelita de Conocimiento Práctico Universal. Comenzamos de 1 Oeste, calle 125, en Harlem, Nueva York, abajo de Comandante General Yohana. Shalom, Israel. We're the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge, started out of 1 West, 125th Street, in Harlem, New York, under Commanding General Yohana. And since 1969, we've been teaching the truth of the Bible to you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, telling you that you are the true Israelites spoken about in the Holy Bible. And tonight is Isupk San Antonio Brotherhood class. And we're going to go into some history of how our people been, how can I say, specifically put against each other. We have been kept divided, and this is not by accident. Us as blacks and Hispanics have been oppressed together, and we have purposely been put at odds against each other. Maybe, well, it's not maybe. We have been, how can I say, played out against each other because of the fear of our oppressor, that when we do come together, that's when, how can I say, that's when the kingdom will come. When we finally set our differences aside and come together as brothers, like we should. And they have purposely, how can I say, put out schemes to keep us divided. You know, they are confederate against us, like it says in Psalms 83. They are they purposely set us at odds with each other by simply just, because our Judite brothers are, just a shade darker than we are. We live in the same neighborhoods. We suffer the same atrocities together, yet we still can't see each other as brothers. We have a common enemy, but we choose to side with our enemy instead of with the brother suffering right alongside us. And it's about time that we wake up, because it's about to get a lot worse than before it gets better. And we as so-called Hispanics, we decided to go to the voting polls and put our enemy in office. He outright hates us openly, yet we put him in office. We decided, to vote for this devil. He is going to round, our family members up. Once he gets into office, he's going to round our family members up and separate our families once again. But still, we Latinos for Trump. It's a disgrace, and it's actually self-hatred. And it's about time that we come together with our so-called black brothers, which are the Judites, which are the Southern Kingdom. We need to unite the sticks and be one kingdom again. And that's what we are here. And that's what we have been commissioned by Commanding General Yohana to do, is to come and wake our people up and unite our people under Christ. But at the beginning of the movie, at the beginning of class, we played a video. See, there's a small town close to, it's actually pretty close to San Antonio. And it's what was the town again? I forgot the name of it. It's a small town close to, I think it's Goliad, if I can remember right. Goliad, Texas. It's a small town close to San Antonio. And in that town, there was a tree that it's a famous tree here in Texas, that they would hang Mexicans off of this tree. And we have so much in common with our so-called black brothers. We have so much in common with them, but yet we choose not to see each other as brothers. When we were both lynched, we were both hung from trees. We were both unalived by our oppressor. We were both we were both not allowed to eat at the same restaurants as our oppressor. I mean, they segregated us both. They didn't let us go to the same schools. They didn't let us have basic human rights. You know what I mean? They would spray our brothers coming from Mexico with pesticide and with gasoline when they would cross over, just so they can come work the fields basically under slavery. We as blacks and Hispanics have suffered together. We are oppressed together. Matter of fact, Salaki, let's go into Jeremiah 50, verse 33, Baba Shah. And the scriptures say this: we as Israelites, blacks and Hispanics and Native Americans, we suffer together. We suffer together. Jeremiah 50, 33, sir. We suffer together, as Israelites. But we have been played against each other. And this is by design. But Salaki, do you have the verse? Okay, go ahead. Boson? Orale. Hey, Shalom Lord Christ, Abba. Can you hear me?
On Shalom Lord Christ.
Oh, the mic wasn't even on. Could I be heard?
Con.
Oh, orderly. Okay, no sweat.
Jeremiah chapter 50 and verse 33. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, The children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together.
We are oppressed together. The children of Israel, which is your so-called Hispanic tribes, and the go ahead, start it all over. Start from top.
Con. Jeremiah chapter 50 and verse 33. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, the children of Israel
Go ahead.
and the children of Judah
The
were
children of
oppressed together.
Israel and the children of Judah. Right. The children of Israel, which are your so-called Hispanic tribes, and the children of Judah. I can't emphasize that enough, right? Us so-called blacks and Hispanics and Native American Indians, we are the children of Israel and the children of Judah. We are oppressed together. Go ahead.
Con. And all that took them captive held them fast. They refused to
Right.
let them go.
They refused to let us go. Right. They could have just, instead of having us still packing those immigration centers, which is like a modern day concentration camp, they could just ship us back to Mexico. But no, they hold us in those immigration centers. You know why? Because they're sucking the money out of these immigrants. These immigrants stay there, and then the immigration lawyers come in from the states, and they're asking the immigrants for money. They're like, hey, I would represent you to so you can stay in the states a little longer, or stay in the states, and hopefully we'll get you your citizenship. They keep them there to it's all about money. They keep them there as long as how can I say, these immigration centers keep running. The government is because it's all ran by private corporations. The government is fueling all that money into these private corporations, and then the these government lawyers will come in, and they're getting money from these immigrants. It's a money game. They're just bleeding our people dry. They are confederate against us, like they say like it says in Psalms 83. But go ahead and read that again. Start from the second part.
Con. The children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together.
Right. Go ahead.
And all that took them captive held them fast. They refused to let them go.
Right. They refuse to let them go. And then only when those immigrants can't pay anymore, when their family members don't ship them any more money, then they ship them back. But not before then, or they use them to get they use us for labor. That's what they use us for. They use us for labor. As long as those farms are still need cultivating, still need somebody to go and pick the strawberries, somebody to go and pick the tomatoes and the strawberries and tomatoes. They're still going to need a Mexican here. But they're gonna pay us at real low wages, basically slave wages. We're working just to live on the rancher's land. It's basically it's slave labor. But we see ourselves different from our black brothers. Our black brothers went through the same thing. They went through slavery just like we did. You know, they were hung and unalived on trees just like we were. It's like from the video that we seen beginning of class. We were both unalived, but they did it on the sly. They would hang, a Judite brother on another tree, and they would hang, Mexicans on that famous tree. They did that just so they can keep us divided, so they can, how can I say, fill your head with a lie that somehow you're different from your brother. Somehow you since your skin is a shade lighter than your brother, you're better than him. And then a lot of our people still suffer from this colorism, because it's not racism, because we're the same race. Blacks and Hispanics were the same race, so it's not racism. It's colorism. We suffer from that, but that's a tactic that they've used against us to keep us separated. Matter of fact, let's get into that. Psalms 83. Let's start at select. Let me pull it up real quick so I can be with you. Let's go. Let's read verse 5.
Khan. Psalms chapter 83 and verse 5. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are
right. These nations, they get to Salaki. These nations, they get together, right? They like I'm gonna put on my tinfoil hat real quick. Like we don't get into conspiracy theories, but this is not a theory. They do have these groups, like the Bilderberg group, the Trilateral Commission. They get together at these meetings, and they decide how they're going to run things. They decide policies, right? That's the Confederacy. Start from top.
Khan. Psalms chapter 83 verse 5. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are
Right.
confederate against thee.
They are confederate against us. We need to be confederate against them. We are oppressed together, black man, Hispanic man, Native American man. We need to come together. Stop trying to join our oppressor. Stop trying to join our enemy. Come together with your brother. Stop trying to see yourself different when we're both being unalived. Let's go into Lamentations 4, verse 17. Babakasha.
Khan.
We as the true Israelites of the Bible, so-called black men, Hispanic men, Native American men, in order for us to see any kind of ease from this oppression, we need to come together as brothers. And that is actually the best weapon that, we as blacks and Hispanics and Native Americans, we like to say that, a lot of us we like to say that we're real spiritual and we follow God and we follow Christ, right? We're disciples of Christ. That's what a lot of our people would say, right? Well, if you truly follow Christ, you would follow what he said. And Christ gave us the blueprint on how to come out of this oppression. And that's brotherhood. Brotherhood is a weapon. We can use that weapon against our enemy. But instead, we choose to follow their lies, their deception on how to keep us separated. We need to wake up. Go ahead. Read that when you got it.
Khan on Khan. Lamentations chapter 4 and verse 17. As for us, our eyes has yet failed for our vain help.
Right.
And our
Right. Our eyes have failed for our vain help. We're struggling and being unalived in this wicked kingdom. And we're looking anywhere for help except where we need to. Go ahead.
Khan. In our watching, we have watched for a nation that could not save us.
Right. These heathens, these heathenistic nations round about us, the so-called white man, how can I say, who else do we try to come again, get together with and slack it? We try to get jobs with these Arabs, running their businesses. We bow our shoulder to bear tribute to the Edomites working in their ranches and their farms. They cannot help us. They just want to further our affliction, to keep us under their foot. Go ahead.
Khan. Hold on. Verse 18. They hunt our steps.
Right. They hunt our steps. They hunt our steps. Just like that brother that was unalived the other day in police custody, and he was handcuffed. So like, what was his brother's name? I don't want to discredit this brother's memory. Nah. Come on, sir. What was his name? I just had it here a while ago. Right. So like, bear with me. Things running real slow. Robert Brooks. Yeah, this brother was unalived December 9th. This brother was constrained. He was in handcuffs, and these devils beat him to death. I mean, it's like it beat him until he was unalived. They hunt our steps. They hunt us in the streets. It's like the Minutemen at the border. They hunt us. It's a game to them. It's like if we're wild game to them. Esau, he's a cunning hunter, so he's lying and waiting somewhere out in the brush while we were trying to just run away from we're trying to run away from oppression to come in to another oppression, and then along the way we get unalived, but we want to run to them for it, right? Instead of running to your brother. It's like our brothers in Haiti were running from the ground swallowing them up underneath. They're running from an earthquake, and then our people in Mexico didn't want to help them. They just shut them off to a park underneath the bridge. You know what I mean? So we in the ISUPK had to come together and go help our brothers. It's time for our people to wake up and realize that we're both in this wicked nation, this wicked kingdom. We're both at the bottom. We are both oppressed. Slakia, read that again.
Oh
From the
no.
top.
Lamentations chapter 4 and verse 17. As for us, our eyes as yet failed for our vain help. In our watching, we could
Our
have
vain,
watched.
right? It's like our vain help. The help that they come with, Section 8, food stamps and all that. That's like a dog licking your wounds. It does nothing for you. You're still going to struggle. You're still going to be struggling underneath their wicked system, their wicked kingdom. Underneath the devil the Bible speaks of. You're still going to be struggling. But it's a vain help that we get from these devils. Go ahead.
In our watching, we have watched for a nation that could not save us.
They can't save us. They're the ones causing the affliction to us. They're the ones causing like our so-called Latino brothers that are coming from the south of the border. They're coming from these nations that are crime-ridden, are destabilized. Who do you think destabilized them? Who do you think flooded their streets with American weapons? Who do you think did that? They are confederate against us. They find ways to keep us destabilized, and then they turn around and round us up and ship us back to the destabilization because we try to come for a better life over here. Damned if you do, damned if you don't, right? But we want to look for them for help instead of coming together with our so-called black brothers, tribe of Judah, tribe of Benjamin, tribe of Levi. We are both oppressed together. It's time for us to come together. So like you go ahead and drop that. Let's go into Ecclesiasticus 12 and 10. See, it's time to actually wake up and finally see what's going around you, so-called black man, Hispanic man, Native American man. They hate us, and they would never accept us in their system, in their kingdom. The only way we can be in their kingdom is at the bottom as a slave. It's time to rise above that. Come together with your brothers. Go ahead. With that scripture when you got it.
Con. Ecclesiasticus ver- chapter 12 and verse 12. Wait, verse
Verse
12?
verse verse 10. Verse
Verse
10.
10. Come on. Ecclesiasticus chapter 12 and verse 10. The preacher sought to find out acceptable words.
Salakia. Salakia, that's the wrong verse. It's the Ecclesiasticus. That's in the Apocrypha.
Hold on, let me read it from that.
Ecclesiasticus.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 12 and verse 10. Never trust
Yes, in the
thine
Apocrypha.
enemy.
No, he got it. He got it. Okay, you got it.
Never trust thine enemy.
Never trust thine enemy. We have to realize that they are our enemy. They're the ones causing this oppression on us. Never trust thine enemy. Go ahead.
For like as iron rusted, so is his wickedness.
Right. Iron is for sure going to rust. He is for sure going to be wicked. He's not going to hide it either. He's going to try to, but it's not. Go ahead. We're going to let this scripture.
But next scripture,
Go ahead. Read further.
verse 11. Though he humbled himself and go crouching,
Right. Though
yet
he humbled himself and go crouching. What did Trump say? Oh, there's some good people coming from south of the border. They're not all bad, but then what did he say before that? What did he say? That we come from S-hole countries? He tried to go back a little bit because he realized that you know they need us in the workforce. They need us in the work. This country wouldn't survive without them being on our backs, using us as a workhorse. But then he shows his true colors when he tries to. Well, no, he's not going to try. He's going to deport and split up our families. Go ahead.
on. Yet take good heed and beware of him.
Right. Take good heed. Take good heed. Like always remember this, right? Remember that he is our enemy. Do not forget that they are our enemy. No matter how smooth they talk to you, how much they try to butter you up. They go in there try to shake your hand at work, try to act like your friend. Always take good heed that he is your enemy. Go ahead.
And thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped a looking glass.
Right. Always be circumspect. I like that word, circumspect. It means you're very aware of what's going on around you. Take those rose-colored glasses off. Hispanic man, black man, and always remember that we suffered in the past together, but they played us against each other, and they're still doing it to this day. Our black brothers, went through slavery. So did we. They went through, the plantations. Well, us so-called Latinos went through the encomiendas. It's the same thing. Y'all got branded by an English last name when our so-called black brothers aren't from England. We got branded with a Spanish last name. When us so-called Latinos, we're not from Spain, and we still carry that scar to this day. We still carry that scar to this day, and we carry that together. We both went through slavery. Matter of fact, slavery started with the indigenous people, the so-called indigenous people here. Transatlantic slave trade started here. We both went through slavery. And we both were unalived and hung by the devil, our oppressor. We both went through Jim Crow. It just didn't say no Negroes, right? It said no Mexicans also on them signs, right? We are not different. We both went through the same atrocities. We are both hunted in the streets and unalived. It's just not so commonly put out there about Latinos, but it's happening at the same rate. That's another ploy that they have out there. They don't really promote, so-called Latinos being unalived by the cops, but there's quite a few so-called Latinos being unalived every year by police. It's happening right alongside our Black brothers. We go through the same thing, and they purposely don't put it in the news to keep us separated. That way we don't find common ground with our Black brothers. It's a tactic. It's a war tactic. It's a war tactic called I just had it sluggy. It's in my mind. Divide and conquer. They divide us because we are conquered. How do you think you got your last name, Hispanic man? By the conquistadors. Well, so-called Black man, how did you get your last name? By the so-called white man. Which are they're the same thing. They're the conquistador and the British. They're the same people. And we're the same people, Black man, Hispanic man, Native American man. We're the same people. It's time to realize that and stop trying to come together with our oppressor that is causing all these atrocities against us. But we still run to him. Okay, go ahead and drop that. Going to 1 John 4:20. See, we see each other every day, right? We see in the news that our Southern Kingdom brothers are the Salakia. I gotta stop saying that. We're one kingdom. That our so-called Black brothers, right, are being unalived by our oppressor. We see that in the news, right? But we all know of the atrocities that are happening to us, so-called Latinos. We all know the atrocities that are happening to us by the police, right? But we can't come together. We still hate each other. But you say you love God, right? You say you love God, but you can't come together with your brother that is being unalived alongside you. Go ahead.
Come on. 1 John chapter 4 verse 20. If a man say, I love God and
Right.
hate his brother,
We all hear that, right? We all hear that as Blacks and Hispanics. We feel them churches on Sundays, right? Those pews that are full of hypocrites. We're there. that hypocrite on the talking to us on the podium, we pass our money to him. We do that. We all say that, that we love God, right? But what? Go ahead.
And if a man say, I love God, and hateth his brother, he is a liar.
Yeah, we say we love God, but we see our brother suffering alongside us, and we don't even care. You're a liar. You're a liar, so-called Hispanic man. When you don't care about your black brother being unalived, but you say you love God. Go ahead.
For he that loveth not his brother, whom he hath seen, how
Right.
can he love God, whom
Yeah.
he hath not
It's
seen?
like start that again. That part again.
For he that loveth not his brother, whom he hath seen,
Right. If you don't love
how
your brother, and you see that you see your brother every day. We live in the same hoods, right? We same barrios. We both live in the same, how can I say, downtrodden part of town because the rent is cheaper there. We both live there. We see each other every day, but we hate each other. Go ahead.
con, how can he love God, whom he hath not seen?
Right. We see each other every day. We haven't seen God, but you say you love God. Go ahead.
Verse 21. And this commandment have we from him,
Right.
that
This commandment that we have from God that we say we love. Go ahead.
that he who loveth God love his brother also.
Right. You say you love God. Love your brother also. Black man, love that Hispanic man also. Hispanic man, love that black brother also. We're both under oppression. Let's come together and try to ease that oppression. Go ahead. That's it from there. Uh, going to Mark 12, uh, verse 30. Start at verse 30. See the key to coming out of this oppression that we're in is actually coming together, and Christ gave us that key. Christ gave us that. It's a weapon. Let's use it instead of just trying to join our oppressor's army. How about you join the Most High's army? Join the ISUPK, where we teach brotherhood and we live brotherhood every day. We're all under oppression, but we come together and we ease each other's trouble. So like I'm over here tongue tied. We ease each other's troubles. We lean on that brotherhood. Go ahead.
Con on one con. Mark chapter 12 and verse 30. And thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart and with
Right.
all thy soul.
That's a commandment. We should love the Lord with all our heart. And your heart is just your mind, right? Constantly be thinking about the Lord's commandments. That's how you show the love of it's like that's how you show the Lord you love him. is when you obey his commandments. Go ahead.
Kalawakad. And and with all thy mind and with all thy strength. This is
Right.
the commandment.
With all the might and all your strength. That's might is like fuerzas, right? You use that to do, your muscles, all that. You use that to do something, right? Well, actually do and observe the laws of God. Go ahead.
Verse 31. And the second is like, namely this: Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself.
Right. See yourself in your neighbor. Actually see yourself in your neighbor. Stop seeing somebody that is different from you, that is apart from you, when he's suffering the same way you are. See yourself in that, man. Love your brother just like you would love yourself. Read that part again.
Mark chapter 12 and verse 30.
No, 31.
Verse 31. And the second is like, namely this: Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself.
Right. Neighbor.
There
We
is
live in the
none.
same, Salakia. We live in the same hoods, same barrios. We're going through the same exact thing. That's who your neighbor is. Go ahead.
There is none greater. There is none other commandment greater than these.
Right. There's no other greater commandment than, actually obeying God and loving your brother. So like you going to John 13:34. We need to stop actually showing each other that we hate each other when we don't see each other as brothers. Like, I can't stress this enough. We have suffered together, and it's the same exact struggle, but we have been pinned against each other. We have been taught that we're different. It's time to actually come into the truth of what's really going on, and realize that we are the same people. We suffer same atrocity under the same oppressor. Go ahead and get it when you go ahead and read it when you got it. John 13, verse 34.
John chapter
13, verse 34.
John chapter 13, verse 34. A new commandment I give unto you, that ye love.
Bro, hold on. This wasn't a new commandment, but our people have yet again failed to realize on how to survive, right? But this is being refreshed in our mind by Yahweh Shai. Start from the top again.
Khan. John chapter 13, verse 34. A new commandment I give unto you, that ye love one another, as I have loved you.
We love one another, just like Christ Christ loved us, right? Christ gave his life for us, right? So it's time to put our petty difference aside. Put our petty differences in life aside and come together as brothers. Go ahead.
Call God, as I have loved you.
Right. As Christ loved us. Christ gave his life for us. So let's love each other. Okay, from our last scripture, going to Zephaniah 2:1. We are both equally hated in this wicked kingdom. Black man, Hispanic man. We are both equally hated. But we still want to act like we're different. It's time to actually put those petty differences aside because we got more in common than we do different. We have way more in common. It's time to put those petty differences aside and come together. And only then will our people come out of this oppression. Go ahead and get it.
Zephaniah chapter 2 and verse 1. Gather yourselves together, yea, gather together.
Yeah, gather together. Go ahead.
O nation not desired.
Oh nation, we are both not desired. And we are one nation. Black man, Hispanic man, Native American man. We are one nation. We are the same people. And we are the most undesired people in this wicked kingdom called America. Read that again. What did the Lord say?
Zephaniah chapter 2 verse 1. Gather yourselves together, yea, gather together. O nation not desired.
Gather together. It's time to come together, black man, Hispanic man, Native American man. Go ahead.
On chapter 2. Before the decree being forth, before the
Right.
day pass, as the shaft before the fierce anger of the Lord come
Right.
upon you.
Before the day passes the chaff. Chaff is like how can I say? There's a saying that my grandma used to say. Like he was blown to smithereens, just pieces everywhere. Before them bombs drop, tension is on, how can I say, extreme high in the Middle East. Russia is looking to go to war with everybody. Putin's ready for all that smoke. Before the day passes the chaff, it's time to come together. Go ahead.
Con on one con. Before the day of the Lord's anger comes upon you.
Right. Before it rained down hellfire. Let's come together. Black man, Hispanic man, Native American man. And with that, I pass the class over to Officer Capiar.
This is the Isupk security announcement. The Isupk Savannah 1 was 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Roll for new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes to the school, they're off limits for 6 months. They're to be saluted only. Here to shed themselves of the world. Then in transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months period, after 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6 month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithe, which is commandment. Find this in the book of Numbers, chapter 18, verse 21, and the book of Malachi, chapter 3, verse 8 through 10. Mashal, these 10 in Hebrew, 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Gives as a treasury department or a teacher. Priest fund. Free will offering for priests. Not mandatory. It's whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocations. We have the Feast of Purim, 14th day, and the 15th day of the 12th month. Starting Thursday, 13th, March, and Friday, 14th, March 25th, 2025. And you can find this in the book of Esther, chapter 9, verse 20 through 31. And if anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, to start wearing all black boots, shirts, pants, heaven, and scarf. And this will conclude the Isupk created now.
That were Amajim, which means stand. Wapan Hakwadum, which means turn and face the east. Sar, Wapan Hakwadum, Salakia, which means turn and face the east. We're going to recite the Lord's Prayer in Hebrew. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, Hayah, Shemka, Yahweh, Malakwaka, Taba'ah, Ratazaka, Hayah, Aisha, Baratza, Kawa, Hayah, Hashemayim, Ladan Manawa, Makam, Kau, Yawam, Wasalaknawa, Kabwathinawa, Kasalaknawa, Kabwathinawa, Wala, Mega Ayah, Select, Tabaya Nawa, Panasai 1, Abal, Habashai Nawa, Mayan, Right, Kaya, Laka, Hamalakwa, Wahala, Wahatapara, Lawalimium, Aman. And what we said was, Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, Yahweh, thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. So be it. I want to give one courtesy salute to the brother. Men of Israel, Aman Shabbat, Amaj, Barak, Yahweh Bashem Yahashat Barakatah. That's at the top. Saw our face sisters. Men of Israel, Aman Shabbat, Amaj, Barak, Yahweh Shamar Latah Bashem Yahashat. That's at the top. Class dismissed.